Hello, Beth. How are you? I appreciate that. Beth has said that like is done. Much appreciated. So, good morning. It is Thursday, September 5th, and I'm going to continue with the Course in Miracles in the morning. We're going to think about lesson 68. So, mentioned before, I'm not doing, when I do the readings in the morning and when I do a short video later in the day, I'm not doing anything in the morning order. When I do a short video later in the day. Sorry about that. I'm sort of asking for intuitive guidance on what to talk about each morning. I've talked about the morning prayer from A Course in Miracles, where we say, what should I do? We're asking God, the universe, the Tao, what should I do? Where should I go? What should I say, and to whom should I say it to? And the real key is to listen and not to the voice of the ego. The ego is always going to say, defend yourself, defend your point of view, defend your reasoning, defend this, defend that. The ego is all about defense, yet in the form of attack. It's really the same thing. Any defense that we hold is really a form of attack. And every attack that might seem to be against others is attack against ourselves. So when we refuse to defend, and not refusing in a sense of I'm taking my stance and this is it. It's a gentle, everything is done gently. We're gently taking a stance of defenselessness because anything else is a form of attack, and every form of attack is attack against our own invulnerability, meaning that we see ourselves as small, limited, just an ego, fragile. Our true sense is always awake, always aware, always opening, always accepting, much like the sky, which is the analogy that we use quite often. So lesson 68 has been important to me throughout my study of Course in Miracles, and it comes up most recently now. Love holds no grievances. And of course, it comes up to me right now for good reason, as I find that I am continuously told that I'm supposed to hold grievances. And of course, it's always my ego telling me that. It's my ego in the appearance of other voices. It's my own projections. And I ask myself, man, why? Why, after decades of practice, do I find myself enmeshed back in this play of grievances, play of resentment, play of all this stuff where I'm told, I'm given invitations to join someone's group of grievances. And that if I don't respond accordingly, that I'm added to their list. I'm added to the list of grievances. I'm added to the list of resentments. And my own stance has been to refuse to join any of that. However, what you find is if you perceive it, you're part of it. There is no other. No one's asked me to join anything. It's my ego saying, join, join, join. And it's my ego that rebels when openness, when spirit says no. It's all a play of my ego, no one else's, no one else's, because there's only really one collective voice of ego, just like there's really only one collective voice of love, of God, expressed in so many unique, wonderful, and beautiful ways. Hello, Sabine. Sabine says, good morning, Yogi Eric. Good morning, Sabine. So Lesson 68 begins with, you are created by love like itself. You were created by love like itself, can hold no grievances, and know yourself. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not fully realize what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him, him with capital H. It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become, for no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. So our grievances separate us. Course says there are no justified grievances. And that's a hard thing to understand because we are hurt. Our heart is broken. But what we don't realize, is our heart is broken not because of those grievances, but because they lend themselves to the appearance that we are separate from the source of love. And we're always asked to return to love. And sometimes that's the hardest thing in the world to do. This is why, again, back to defenselessness. Another hard thing. I almost said concept, but defensiveness isn't a concept. Let's see, not what it says. What is Yogi wearing? He is wearing layers because they're about to go for a walk, and it's actually cold outside. It's not freezing, of course, but it's cold for me. In the low 50s. So I got a couple long sleeve shirts on. I got a hoodie on. So love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I know I am perfectly safe. That is the defenselessness that we're talking about here. Night Watch says, another great live, another great new live. Lesson 68 closes with, love holds no grievances. I would awake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and awakening in him. So again, I ask myself, why do I find myself at this point in my life when all I've wanted is to step out of that, put all that aside, and have a very quiet life where I offer myself as only love, my true self. But of course, you are where you are, and you accept it, and you work with what is given, because it's all a work of love. It's the voice of love saying, nope, you're not there yet. Smith says, sometimes you get hurt so much that in the moment you can't help yourself as to let it out. Absolutely, I agree. Especially if you forgave that person and you get stabbed in the back, exactly from the same person. Oh, I understand completely. Understand completely. Not only do I understand, I agree. I agree. What the Course asks of us when it says letting go of grievance and to forgive doesn't mean to overlook any particular issue. Doesn't mean to say that I forgive you because you did this or because you did that. It is saying I forgive so that I have the space, the eternal space, to work this issue out. That I have the space so that I can make the best decisions. We're letting the energetic pattern of someone else that keeps drawing us into situations, we're letting that go. And we're saying, I release myself from this issue, from these issues, from this person. It's never about anyone else. It's always about removing ourselves from that. And sometimes we got to do it firmly. I don't know. I have no easy answers. I wish I did. What I try to do is navigate to the best that I'm able through these situations of life. Trying to make the best decision, always trying to make it based in love. Um, and of course, you find that sometimes you make mistakes. Speaking for me, I make mistakes quite often. Um, and what can I do when I find myself in those mistakes? Is I go back to the source. I ask, why? What was this situation supposed to teach me? What did I miss? And how can I perceive things differently? That's the miracle that we ask for. We never ask for a miracle of change the world because it hurts. We're saying, change my perception of the world because it hurts, and I no longer wish to participate in pain and suffering. Let's see. We got a hi, good afternoon from Thailand. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. I wish I had answers to um, why things like that happen, situations happen that cause us such great pain. Course in Miracles doesn't give answers like that. Doesn't say that um, the world or the universe is working in a particular order. It actually literally says the world doesn't make much sense, and it's hurtful and it's painful the way that we perceive it, and that hurtful and painful things are going to happen. It doesn't deny hurt or pain, but it says that when we examine our perception of the hurt and pain, we can come to a place of healing. That's what the Course is asking us. Not to change the world, not to change other people, because that is beyond our capability. It asks us to change our perception of the world, found within, so that we can be a source of healing and love, in which we already are, but we forget. And in our forgetting, we're projecting even more pain, even more suffering, even more grievances into the world. Let's see. My name is Katana. Thank you for that. It's much easier to pronounce. Katana says, good afternoon from Thailand. Good afternoon, my friend. Sumi says, okay, that makes sense. Sometimes, for me, I get so lost in wishing to make myself and my channel a healing place that I lose track of my own healing and my own perception of the world. And if I find the fact that these things are happening, even through, I long believed I had removed myself, that I need to return to the basics. There's a great book based upon A Course in Miracles, Love is Letting Go of Fear. And it's my own fear that I can't be that source of healing to other people, let alone myself, that I need to let go. And just relax. So he says, okay, that makes sense. So this is a great time of suffering for some friends of mine. And I don't have the answers other than I'm sending love. I'm sending love. That's all I can say is I'm sending love. Night Watcher says, I've learned something truly profound. People who have iPhones are absolute idiots. I'm not so sure how profound that is, my friend. So I'm going to close up, and I'm going to offer with uh, words I always like from Ram Dass, the great yogi. Started out as Richard Alpert when he was a professor at Harvard with Timothy Leary, participated in the whole psychedelic um, world of the mid 60s and let it all go. Found a guru in India, was given a name Ram Dass, which means service, service to Ram, service to love. And he took that role seriously, spent the rest of his life making mistakes, but trying to self correct as often as possible. And he was asked later in life, what is the point of it all? What's the purpose? Is there any meaning in any of this? And he thought about it, and everyone expected this great yogic answer, this very profound um, message that would make sense of it all. And his reply was very simple and very humble, that we're all simply walking each other home. We're simply walking each other home. We're all making mistakes. We're all falling. We're all stumbling. And we're all helping each other up. And we're walking each other home. So, my channel, for whatever it's worth. And I actually considered stopping YouTube. I started thinking it's too much for me. It's not what stuff that's been happening, it's not what I signed up for. And maybe I still will. I don't know. But here's what I know. For as long as I'm here, I'm just walking my friends home. And if you're here, you're my friend. And I'm offering you guys love. Night Watcher says, very profound indeed. It hurts me to think how dumb people to spend money into a black hole called Apple. Throwing money into a pit. Yeah, I have a Samsung. Very inexpensive phone too. Night Watcher says, bye Yogi. Goodbye, Night Watcher. We'll see everyone later.